Oh, there it is. There it is. Everything. Hey guys, so Jane here from Laser Gaming. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the KOLIBRI pistol in Battlefield 1. This is for sure the most interesting pistol in the game. It's very unique, very small, and pretty bad, honestly. But I'm going to talk about all those things in this video. Before I get into it, don't forget to subscribe down below for much more Battlefield 1 content. And in this video, I'm going to go through the history first, and then go through some of the statistics of this weapon, and then I'm going to talk about my opinion on the gun. So, the world's smallest production firearm is the KOLIBRI, which is German for hummingbird, and this gun was designed by a German watchmaker by the name of Franz Pfannel. Hard to pronounce his name. Some people say he's German and some say he's Austrian. I'm not really sure which he is, but besides the point, he's a European watchmaker. And about 1,000 of these tiny pistols were made between 1910 and the beginning of World War I. When production had to stop as the economy turned to a war footing rather than manufacturing pretty much tiny, useless pistols. So the KOLIBRI isn't always a standard firearm, but smaller. It uses the same simple blowback mechanism as many modern .22, .25, and .32 caliber pistols, but is chambered for a proprietary and very rare 2.7mm cartridge. So the cartridge, or the bullet, fired a minuscule 3-grain bullet at 650 feet per second, which is extremely slow. That's like 200 meters per second. I believe it fires a bit faster in game, but it still fires super slow in game, which is pretty disappointing, and it makes it very hard to use. So this gave it less muzzle velocity than your standard airlift pellet, and because of its small surface area, however, and high velocity, it should still be considered a potentially dangerous gun. The gun was equipped with a 6-round magazine and fired semi-automatically, with 1 shot per bullet of the trigger until the magazine was emptied. Recoil was effectively non-existent given the minuscule size of the projectile. How many KOLIBRI pistols were bought with the intention of actual self-defense is debatable, as the gun is far more of a novelty than a serious weapon, honestly. People say it was used to defend them against certain stray dogs, which was a common use for firearms at the time. However, I honestly can't see a practical use of this weapon, but we find it in a war game in Battlefield 1, and you can see soldiers running around with this gun. And it's really weird to see because I don't think you would ever see this weapon in a World War I scenario, but again, we see it in this game. So I'm going to go through some of the stats. This weapon does 5 max damage up close. Yes, 5 maximum damage up close. That's what I've seen so far. That's usually what I end up getting when I hit people with it. But you can do up to 50 damage, or if you hit 5 headshots, you can do 50 damage, and potentially if you hit all of your bullets, you can do 70 damage, I believe, with this weapon, but it's still extremely hard to use because you can't kill a person with a single magazine, which is very weird for a weapon in Battlefield 1. Every single bullet, you won't get a kill, which is just, oh, so frustrating. You'll see in the gameplay how frustrating this weapon is to use. I guess one upside is that it fires at 450 rounds per minute, which is basically as fast as you can pull your trigger on console. On PC, there's some crazy people who can fire faster than 450 rounds per minute, but for most of you, you'll be able to shoot this weapon as fast as you want to. The control, extremely well. It's non-existent. The recoil, you can just aim the bullet up close and you won't have to worry about recoil. Something you will have to worry about is the muzzle velocity, which I talked about earlier. It's extremely slow. So if you're trying to hit a target at range, it'll be very hard, but besides the point, if you hit a target at range, you do less than 1 damage. Yeah, less than 1 damage. If you hit a target at range, it won't even say enemy hit. It'll literally just give you a hit marker and say nothing, which this pistol is such a joke, such a novelty. I can't really take it seriously in this review. One thing that they could do is if they buff the damage to like 15, then at least if you hit every single bullet and got a headshot, or I'm sorry, buff it to 8 damage. So if you got a headshot with every single bullet, you'd be able to kill a guy. At least that would be nice to have with this weapon, but I don't see us getting that anytime soon. I don't think the developers are focused on the balance of this weapon just because of how much of a novelty it is. They want to keep it bad, and they don't want to make it good. They want to make it some sort of a joke, something that people go after just to play and mess around with. And I can for sure see in the future when custom games come out there being Kolibri only servers, which would be super fun, I agree, but also annoying at the same time. They can maybe give people only 40 health, so the weapon's somewhat viable, and people who do have impeccable accuracy are rewarded because they would get a kill if you hit every bullet with 40% health. I do guys enjoy this video. Took me a while to unlock this weapon on PS4 and to get some of this gameplay and kills that I got. If you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to drop a like down below, subscribe if you are new here, and tell me what you want to see next time. But that's what it is for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.